Good evening. How many of you would like to speak with ease in English? How many of you would like to converse with confidence in English? If you would like to know more about the strategies that you can follow to acquire fluency in conversing in English, do watch my video. I'm Vajanti Bose, a life transformation coach, an author, as well as a teacher of English for many years. So friends, what are the three strategies that I'm talking about? The three strategies are basically something which you already know, but I'm just going to elaborate on that. So when I'm speaking of the three strategies, they are simply reading, listening, and then speaking. There's the saying that reading maketh a man. Because how does reading help you? Reading helps you to acquire vocabulary. It helps you to understand the usage of grammar. I would advise you throw away your grammar books. Whatever grammar you have learned in school is more than enough. You know what the structures are, you know what the syntax is, but what you do not know is the usage of the language. And the usage of the language can be learned the easiest way through reading. I will share some stories of my life. Now, when I was about maybe 8 or 9 years of age, my father first subscribed to the Reader's Digest. I think that was a fantastic book. I do not know whether it is still available. If it's still available, and even an online edition, do subscribe to it, because it has different sections, different segments dealing with stories, with humor in uniform, something which I enjoyed immensely, vocabulary, where they had 3 or 4 meanings of a word and you had to choose the closest possible meaning of that word. And that got me into handling a dictionary. I remember my first dictionary, which I had for a very long time, was the Oxford Pocket edition. And I was in the habit of just flipping through it, opening a page and picking up 1 or 2 words and finding out what was their meaning. And that is how I actually widened my vocabulary. I still remember some of the stories I read in the Reader's Digest. One was falling 14,000 feet without a parachute. Another was walking on a tightrope across the Niagara Falls. So it kind of completely opened up my mind to the beauty of reading, and I just got hooked into reading. And then from there, I kind of graduated to reading novels and poetry and biography and autobiography. Of course, the newspaper was my greatest friend. I remember we used to take the Statesman, and I especially enjoyed the editorial. Jack Soraya, Pachi Karkaria, these were some of the names. And they wrote impeccable English, not only impeccable English, but they had humor, they had wit in their writing. So reading is very important because it helps you to understand what we call the usage of grammar. So instead of learning grammar, you will learn how to use the language effectively. The second thing is listening. Now, you can listen to anything, right? We used to listen to BBC radio broadcast. We used to listen to All India Radio, and they had some of the best broadcasters in those days. But in your generation, you have podcasts, and there are innumerable podcasts. So not only will you be learning about different topics, you will widen your area of knowledge, but you will also learn how to get the right pronunciation of words. It's very important. Listening will help you to understand, to pronounce the language correctly. And thirdly, of course, speaking. Speaking is king. It's like when you want to learn how to ride a bike. Unless you get onto that bike and you fall off it and get up once again and start riding with confidence, you are not going to learn how to ride a bike. So it's as simple as that. You have to use the language. You have to speak. You have to remove your fear of making mistakes, of being jeered at or booed at. Fine, no issue. After all, it's a foreign language. I remember when I went for my interview to the school where I taught for nearly 36 years and just retired in May. Professor Pilal, who was one of the most reputed teachers of English, asked me one question. Mrs. Bose, what are your views on English as a foreign language? And of course, I conveyed to him my ideas on the subject. So friends, English is a foreign language. There is really no harm in making a mistake. So speak it with confidence. Speak it with friends. Listen to a podcast and share your observations with a friend on it. What you can also do is mirror talk. Many people believe that that is the way you can talk without feeling that someone will jeer at you. So that is one way. Another way is get into a new circle of friends. You can join a society, you can join a club, you can join any kind of association where people are speaking in English, and use the language and get comfortable with the language. So these are the 3 strategies. And my final, I won't say advice, but assurance to you is that you are not able to speak the language fluently yet. You are not able to speak with confidence yet. So take that word to heart, yet. Yet has a lot of hope in it. That word carries a lot of hope, of potential, of improvement. So once you accept yet to be your baseline, so to say, work at it. Use the language, speak the language. And I'm sure from I can't do it, there will come a time when you will say, I can speak with confidence. I can speak with ease. I can converse easily. So that's it. And next day maybe I will go further into the subject and talk about the mistakes that we make and which we need to avoid. So if you like my video, do give your comments and share, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. This is Viji signing off.